Hello, welcome back to my channel, Basic Code. Today we are going to create a login page in Angular 18, and for that we are not going to use any API. We are just going to use one of the dummy username and email ID and the password, and we'll check how this all the things going work on that. So let's start with the login page functionality. So to create the login page, first we are going to create one login component so that we can do all the functionality. We are going to create one component that is will be our main page. Whenever the user is going to on our website, then first it should land on the login page and then all the functionality should start working. Let's start with that now. To generate a new component, we are going to use nggc login component. Okay, in the in the login component, what we are going to do, we are going to get any template for login form and we are going to use that one. Okay, with that, now here we are and we created our component log. Okay, so let's go to the login HTML. Here we are going to do what we are going to do. We are going to get to any bootstrap template and we are going to get it here so that we can see the login form. So let's go to the here we can go bootstrap mm, login form templates. Okay, okay, we can use any of them. When we can use any login form, and we are going to use, let's say, okay, we will use this one. Okay, so just show code, copy, and just paste it over here. Okay, now this one is created, right? Now what we are going to do, now we are going to set the path in the routing file. What we want, whenever the user should go to the website, first it should go on the login page. Okay, let's do that one first thing. Okay, now our whenever the user is going to the page, it's landing on the dashboard component where we can see all our menu bars, nav bar. Okay, now what we want to do, they should go on the login page. For that, we are going to add the path for the login. Okay, then we are going to that. Let's start. Let's set the path first. How to set the path? What we want, whenever the user will log in, then they should redirect to login. Okay, and path match should be full. Okay, and we need to add our component path will be login, and the component is login component. Okay, after that we need to place one order. Okay, now let's check how it's showing on our web browser page. Okay, initially it was coming like that. Now if we will go directly like that, yes, here we go. Whenever we are going to redirect, it is showing us as this one login page. Now this one page is showing what we need to do. We need to do when we are going, we need to check the functionality with the email ID and the password. If the password will match, then only it should go in the dashboard page. Otherwise, it should say wrong credential or any of the error. So let's start with that now. Okay, let's go to the HTML login page. In the here, we are going to go in the login component. what we are going to do, we are going to create one object, and with the help of ng model, we are going to get all the values for that object. Okay, for that, we are going to create one object. Let's create one object over here, login object, you can say. Okay, type any. Okay, then we have two values, right? One is the email, okay, and the other one is the password. Okay, then there is a password variable. Now we are going to do, we are going to bind these form together with the help of ng model. For that, if we are going to use the ng model, what we need to do, we need to add the forms module over here, import, so that we can use form functionality. Okay, for here we are going to use the, like this one. If here is the, here we are going to add ng model, ng model. Okay, here what is this, what is whatever the object we created, and the value we need to pass it over here. Okay, it should be in the quotes. Okay, same we are going to do with the password as well. Here we are going to do ng model, ng model, then we need to login object dot password, right? Okay, now what we will do, and whenever we are using the ng model, we need to pass the name as well. We have to use the name also. So we are going, otherwise it's giving us a error. Now here also we need to add name, let's say password. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to just on the click on the login, we want to get the email ID and the password, whatever they will fill in the form, then we will match the object. Now we will create one function on the click on the login button. Okay, we are not going to do this one right now. We are not using this one for now. Okay, now let's create a object over here. Let's create a click function over here. Like say click, and then we can say on login. We want to call this function. Let's create this function in the HTML file. Oh, sorry, TS file. Okay, on login. Okay. Now on this one, what we are going to do is this dot. We are going to use this dot login object dot the object we created dot email. We can pass any email address, like say we are going to check this one, like we can say basic at the rate gmail.com, whatever we want to add. We are just using with the dummy and static data only. Okay, for that, now this one login object dot password we can add like 234. Okay, then if it match, okay, then it should go to the router page. Now to use the routing page, then we need to inject the router as well. Okay, for router, then we can say inject router, so that we can use the routing over here. Inject, I did some spelling mistake or what? Okay, inject. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now we are going, what we are going to do with the help of a router, then we will use navigate by URL, right? Where we are going to move any of the component you can mention, whichever is the main component there, we can move them. Else it should show, else it should show that wrong credentials. Okay. Wrong credentials. Okay. Okay, now let's check whatever the functionality we did. Let's check that one first. Okay, let's say we are on the login page. Okay, here we are going to add basic@gmail.com. First, we will put the wrong password. Okay, check this one. Okay, this one is not showing anything. Let's check that one first. Let's check now. Let's remove this alert and check if our login page is working or not. Okay, we are going to use admin. Then we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's check now. Yeah. Now what we can see now after the login, it's showing us the user successfully login and move to the dashboard. Now just check the if now check if we will enter the wrong password. What it should show. This one is showing us a wrong credential. Okay, so that's it for this one. Okay, now let's check if we want to add the log off button as well. So let's do that one too. Okay, so what we want when the user is login here, okay, so here we want to add one button that should show us a log off and it should work the functionality for the same. Okay, so let's do that one. First we will go where all the navbar is showing. So here we are gonna add one. Let's say we are going to add form class. Okay, we will use deep flex one here. Okay, so there we are going to add one button and then button primary. Okay, okay, here type it should be button. Okay, here we are going to say log out. Okay, log out. Okay, on this button click, what we are want to do, we are going to call one click function. Okay, and on that we will say log off. Okay, now let's call this function in the TS file.